Ah! Game over. Oh, big beautiful creature. This thing hates me. With all these baby red foxes, but what the Sigma? I love Texas. Truck number 3 of the day. But we can legally rehab osprey, falcons. Oh, I'm seeking it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Urban Rescue Branch. This is my dog named Boo Boo. Here's your Boo Boo update. He is just now starting to be actually dangerous and potentially a threat to our lives. And even though he grew up with these precious little kangaroos, I've had to separate him since because he'll pick fights with these little guys. But everyone is doing really well here at the Urban Rescue Branch. Whoa, is that hit rapper and artist DaBaby? Sir, I'm such a big fan. This little girl is licking her little pouch. She probably has something in there. Come on, let me inspect that. What's going on in that pouch? But DaBaby and Poggers are still good friends, and he hangs out in here because he loves them. These two were actually raised together a long time ago. Having said that, there is a coyote in here, but we have these visual barriers. And just like Boo Boo from last year, we got another orphan coyote, only this one is completely blind. She's so ugly. Ew. Even though this little guy was completely blind, and even though this guy was just a helpless little potato when he came in, after a lot of love, a lot of prayers, and a lot of eye drops, he is now perfectly fine. I love you, Bam Dick. And when they found him, he was covered in ant wounds. His eyes had been getting bit non-stop by ants. But now he doesn't even like people at all. He just runs away from me. This thing hates me. Okay, yeah, he loves to just bite me for no reason. But he does not like being picked up at all initially. Yeah, I don't care at all that you rescued me from blindness and certain death, he says. He says, I would have just been fine out there by myself with horrible blindness. Well, Bandit, if you're such a big, strong man, you can handle a little Texas rain. Boy, do I have a lot of content of me coddling and cuddling and kissing that little guy. And one 10-day trip to Indonesia was all it took for him to suck again.
Please like this video or I might be forced to do something real bad.
Oh, if it isn't Garbanzo Beans and his wife. But we are, in fact, setting up a wildlife rehab in Indonesia now, you guys. We've already got the land situation figured out. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but I got my own vehicle over there, and I found this little gecko in the trash. In addition to driving around while mogging and looking for property to do the rehab, there's 2 places we can use. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but we did some recruiting. All right, everybody, we're at Brawijaya University. I also got to meet Moo Dang. Finally getting started on our second crack house arc on this channel. This one's in Indonesia, though. And just like the last arc, we spent the beginning just cleaning up trash. Bro thinks he's tung sahur. Check this out, you guys. This is a tokay nest. Precious. Ow! Oh, dude, no. Oh, what the Sigma? And now that I'm injured, I have an excuse to rely on child labor. Sorry, guys. This place is already looking a lot better now. Do have someone to run the permits now for us over there. Gord, Quandale, Dingle are back here again. Kumala's back there somewhere. Tibby and Big Pounce are still unreleasable, so we will have to find placement for them. Poggers is doing his zoomies per usual. Poggers always does golden hour zoomies at this time. I locked the Elkerton in here so that she can eat all of these weeds. Wow, that was too easy, you guys. Those elk sure do eat a lot. Oh my gosh, and this guy's coming out of nowhere. Look at this guy. This guy's always just attacking me. Oh, there he goes. But this is what the property looks like in July, you guys. We've been getting so much rain. This is not like a normal summer for us. Now that we have things set up to get some work done in Indonesia, I moved all the animals from the new property just to make things easier for the guys living here taking care of everything. Yeah. Having said that, I'm totally hoarding baby Rheas and chickens now. And these little prairie dogs are just living amongst a ton of Rheas and chickens. We also have 2 ostrich chicks that my friend Ning gave me. True fans of the Urban Rescue Ranch lore remember our friend Ning. You can tell the Cappies really missed living here at this lovely pond because they got right back to pooping and farting and eating all this stuff. And unlike the new property, this pond will never run dry. And now my employees only have one place to worry about. But just because I love you guys, here's a quick update. This is what the new property looks like. Now that I have 0 animals here, all of the grass is starting to actually grow back. Look at this. We have lunar moths at the new property, you guys. This is the first one I've ever found, actually. But this pond and all the hyacinth in it is staying nice and full. We do have a whistling duck that lives here. I am farming a ton of tilapia in here, though. A lot of the Bermuda grass I planted is doing really well. We have tons of beautiful nightshade in here with all the crocodile enclosures. And I was trying to just let this drain, but with all the rain we've been getting here, here in mid-July. It's staying nice and full. And after griping with the city over having a trailer on the new property, which turned into them being upset about me having animals, and then turned into me meeting with everyone at the city and then them approving us to have any of the animals that we already had out there, the city did finally give us permission to go ahead and rehabilitate any animals that are native to Texas at the new property. So that is a huge praise. But Texas Parks and Wildlife said I need more bear and big cat experience before I can be my own rehab here. And although that makes me a little peeved, it is fair. I probably should get some experience. Coincidentally, I'll be working with the zoo and the largest wildlife rehab in Indonesia. And they have plenty of both of those animals at both facilities. There's a lot of flies in here. We just submitted our eagle amendment so we can finally get eagles in this flight pen. Oh, look at that little alligator gar. Please stop, please. And gee, I can't wait till we get some eagles so I have an excuse to get rid of these stupid vultures in here. By the way, this is the nicest vulture enclosure in the entire world, I guarantee. The baby vultures that we raised can fly now, and they're both back here hiding from me. They do not like humans at all. And we did these vultures right, so we're actually going to be able to release these two. But we can legally rehab osprey, falcons, all kinds of other cringe creatures here, but we can't have golden eagles or bald eagles until they approve us. We also still are breeding bobwhite quail in here. There's literally millions of bobwhite quail in here. They're just self-sustaining. And for liability purposes, I went ahead and moved my Crocs from the new property over to Chris over at Crocodile Encounter. And we had this guy in here for like 2 to 3 months, and I'll post a full video on this later, but here's a little sneak peek for you guys. Big, beautiful creature. But after that, we tied her up, I put her in my Jeep, and we brought her over to Crocodile Encounter in Houston. We are releasing her here at Crocodile Encounter. Like I said, I'll be posting a lot more content from all of these things later on. I finally have an editor, but I'll tell you more about that. But she got immediately comfortable here at this new facility with a few other Crocs her size. And he's going to take good care of them until I come back. Or he'll just keep them and maybe give us some alligators that are real friendly that can't be released, if the state gives us those permits. It's funny how I could have that 9-foot crocodile in there with no permits at all, but the second we get a little baby alligator, unless we're rehabbing it, we cannot own it. I love Texas, but now I'll show you guys what else we got recently. Both Tibby and Big Pounce let you pick them up now. Look at this, you guys. This is Big Pounce. I'm literally picking them up. Oh, okay. Hi. Don't want to get in the middle of that. I don't care for that one bit, you guys. They're having a dispute over who gets food first. Don't worry, Tibby. I would never do that to you. These two will literally go from being best friends to enemies the second I come in here whenever food's involved. But we actually got 2 more orphan bobcats that I just transferred to our buddies over in East Texas at another rehab. And we adored raising Robert, you guys, but this is like the 7th bobcat we've raised, and it's getting old. Robert was not able to see at all, and now he has a little wild friend that'll keep him nice and wild, and they'll be going to another rehab where they won't be horribly attached to us. And okay, guys, I finally listened. We do, in fact, have a beautiful young editor extraordinaire here. We got Matt over here working with all of our birds, and we have Matthew here working with our vidges. You guys remember that lovely documentary that somebody made for us 2 years ago? That was Matthew. By the way, these guys are all friendly now. And at any given time, there's liable to be 2 or 3 people on the property here at all times, even when I'm gone. And this is Sanderson Ounce, who just gave us a real big yawn. This is the first ever orphaned ringtail that we've had here at the Urban Rescue Branch. Give me that thing! But hit herper extraordinaire David Oren actually found this guy herping with one eye shut, completely orphaned and covered in fleas. Be sure to go check out David's YouTube channel and thank him for rescuing that little ringtail. I drove down there and herped with him. Oh, he farted, he farted, he farted! Oh, I'm seeking it! I'm seeking it! Oh my gosh, I'm seeking it. Oh, beautiful little... And I don't want to spoil it all for you guys, but it was 7 hours away, so I brought my own incubator, sub-Q fluids, and all my milk replacement. And this little guy was so dehydrated when I first got him that I had to give him fluids at this random Airbnb. And you guys will see a vlog of that soon, and it's all here. Now, Uncle Ben doesn't know the first thing about this fancy smancy Premiere Pro, because I've always used iMovie on my iPhone for every video up until now. And I'm editing this video on the porch right now, and it's already pouring again. Look at that. But we've actually got like 19 videos worth of content that's been on my camera roll for the last 3 months. So get ready, Sigmas. You're going to see all kinds of neat stuff. And calling all editors. You know what, you guys? I'm not a sellout. I'm not going to sell merch or Raid Shadow Legends ads. But what I am going to do is give you all of my content. That's right. You guys can go back and make edits of all of my content. You can make thirst trap edits of Uncle Ben. You can make progress edits of all the animals that we rescue. You can do all of that. Maybe even use AI to make viral short form content and just blast it on all the platforms, and I won't copyright claim it. But yeah, guys, make meme edits, make funny progress edits, make all kinds of fan edits, make thirst trap edits of Uncle Ben. I don't care. Send it all to Matt. He's gonna love that.
But Ben, isn't that your intellectual property?
I only ask that you guys please consider tagging me in them, and please consider donating some of the proceeds to our nonprofit, because we really need money to hire more employees and keep rescuing more animals. And we definitely need money for all the work that we're doing in Indonesia now. And I love you guys, and thank you so much for donating through the YouTube donation feature. But at the end of the day, they take money out of that and it gets taxed. And you guys can just donate to this instead, because this is our actual nonprofit donation link. We've been a 501c3 for 4 years now. Because that is honestly the best way that you individual editors can support us. And if any of them do really well, feel free to reach out to Matt. But as you can see, Matt's already got his hands full. Hey, and you can email all of that to Uncbenedits, you guys. It's literally just Uncbenedits. But it's going to take a little while. And if I'm not posting, it's not my fault anymore. It's Matt's. Also, I got a new carpet in my room. The loft looks all cute. And I haven't had this house to myself in 6 months. We finally found placement for our non-releasable Cara. Oop there. He's also going to be going to an amazing facility. And we also found placement for this lovely little kestrel here that can't be released. But we've already rehabbed and released 4 kestrels alone this year. And this cringe little screech owl. But we have released 4 screech owls so far this year. And I'll give you guys a little clip of 2 of those. Oh boy, someone just gave us this mother possum with all these babies. Looks like she was hit by a car. Just another Sunday morning after church. And these cringe little red foxes that we got are now full grown. But we got 8 gray foxes this year, and all of them have gone back to the wild. I'll show you guys some clips of that right here. And we've officially rehabbed and released over a dozen foxes since we started the rehab. Here's a little funny clip. This is right at the age that they would start to go off on their own. These guys proved that they could hunt quail and rats, and we went ahead and soft released them at the new property with some food. And now they have the new property all to themselves. All of those foxes are doing just fine at the new property. I see them every now and then, and we do put some food out there for them. But for the most part, they are hunting all the rabbits that we have out there. And these guys are just precious. But Matt is deathly allergic to red foxes, but not gray foxes for some reason. How interesting is that? Even if these guys can't go back to the wild, I'm sure there's plenty of places that would love to take these little guys on as educational ambassadors if we can. We still have our little baby Nile crocodiles here. 4 other little crocodilians in the back, plus our snakes and a bunch of cats in the barn eating all the rats. After owning some big crocodiles, I've come to realize that they really aren't that interested. It's kind of like how the best 2 days of a boat owner's life are the day he buys it and the day he sells it. Crocodiles are real fun to move and to transport. When you have them, all they do is just sit there. Ethan had the lovely idea of starting a little podcast here, so we turned this into a podcast room. Just what the internet needs, more white male podcasts. That way we can talk candidly with you guys about what's going on at the ranch, and we might even dive into some biblical wisdom and scripture for you guys. I might even share with you guys what I'm learning at the seminary. But also, Texas Parks and Wildlife doesn't want me posting all my animals because apparently it's exhibition, and we're not allowed to exhibit things. Having said that, every wildlife rehabber with a social media account is exhibiting. So I told them they got to talk to those guys before they talk to me. Unlike a lot of them, I don't have millions of dollars in grants and funding, but I do want to submit to their authority. So we're also starting another channel where I will post as an individual vlogging working here. And look, guys, it's going to be called Uncle Ben Vlogs. I just made this while editing this video. There it is, guys. Uncle Ben's camera roll at Uncle Ben Vlogs. I'm sure this is not going to be another channel that I use for a while and forget about. But at the very least, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on over in Indonesia. We're still getting 3 Mississippi kites per day. But that is Matt's job, not mine. Got this big old great horned owl with head trauma yesterday, and we've been giving him fluids and force feeding him. But here's a video of the initial exam we gave her. You guys have seen this 100 times on this channel. Per usual, we give sub-Q fluids under the skin here, and we go ahead and force feed until they get back to health. And honestly, you guys, I think he's going to be just fine. But right now, we will only be taking in birds because Matt is under our permit for birds. And while I'm gone, I'll be giving the rest of my animals to our other rehab partners. Also, I have Invisalign in right now, if you guys couldn't tell. I got a real good deal on some Invisalign. If Poggers isn't sleeping on my porch, he sleeps in this little bus. And I feed him from here. It looks like Master Oogway got stuck in the corner there. Mom's not home. Oogway into house foe today. Oogway into house foe today. But this is a little bluegill that Matt caught. But that's it for now, you guys. We'll be giving this precious little creature eventually to All Things Wild because they got 3 of them. But man, these guys will never be able to go back to the wild. We also have this cringe thing and this cringe thing that Matt imprinted horribly. I'd much rather this guy be horribly imprinted than dead because at least we can give him to a good facility. And the problem with these imprinted birds is that we would have to continue feeding them here until they eventually leave. I've said this before, but most falconry animals do just leave eventually. We've released 4 kestrels this year and 5 screech owls. But here they are, you guys. Look at these beautiful little creatures that hate me so much. This is a brown screech owl, beautiful brown one. We've only gotten 1 of those before. They're all typically gray like this. So it's such a treat whenever we get to see these beautiful little creatures and not imprinted on humans at all. But the time has finally come to send these beautiful creatures back to the wild right here where they can catch all kinds of frogs and other little things here on our property. There they go. They are both from Waco, so this is the same county where they were released. I suppose if a couple animals get imprinted here and there, it's not the end of the world. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I took my sabbatical. Now we're off to finish the rest of the work we need to do in Indonesia. This is so much cooler than Poppy. But thank you guys for continuing to pray for me and the rehab that we're starting over there and everything else. Things have been amazing here. And taking a longer sabbatical was so needed. And I've said this before, but I could not be more thankful for what the Lord has provided for us here in Waco, Texas. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Here's your scripture of the day. This is one I've been going back to a lot lately. And I'll see you guys in the next video.